In 2025, affordable living feels like a luxury. But what if I told you there are still places where you can buy a home under $200,000, fill your tank for less, and keep more of your paycheck? Today, we're counting down the 10 cheapest states to live in America, with real numbers, livability, and why each one actually works for real people. We're not just talking cheap. We're talking livable. Decent health care, strong communities, and free nature on your doorstep. And yes, number one will surprise you. Tennessee. Tennessee is one of the rare states where affordability actually meets lifestyle. Its cost of living index sits around 90.5, well below the U.S. average, and the state famously has no income tax, so residents keep more of every paycheck. Even utilities and transportation come in under national averages, meaning your monthly bills don't eat you alive. Median home prices hover near $330,000 statewide, but here's the breakdown. It's higher in Nashville and Knoxville, lower in Memphis, and far more affordable once you step into smaller cities. In places like Clarksville, Johnson City, or Cleveland, homes under $250,000 are still common. And in rural towns, you can even find options under $200,000. Add in property taxes averaging just 0.58%, well below the national rate, and homeownership in Tennessee stays affordable long after the purchase. Healthcare is another win. Costs here run 10 to 12% below the national average, and the state is home to top-tier facilities like Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Nashville and St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis. Rural doctor shortages exist, but urban centers provide strong access to specialized care. And then there's the lifestyle. Free access to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, legendary live music in Nashville and Memphis, and endless outdoor adventures across East Tennessee. Bottom line, with low taxes, affordable healthcare, and a culture that mixes music with mountains, Tennessee delivers serious value for families, workers, and retirees alike. Mississippi. Mississippi consistently ranks as the most affordable state in America. Its cost of living index sits around 87, far below the national average. Utilities and groceries both track under U.S. norms, meaning everyday living stays easy on the wallet. Housing is where Mississippi shines. The median home price is just $200,000 statewide, with even lower prices in smaller towns. In places like Meridian or Hattiesburg, homes under $180,000 are common, and fixer-uppers can dip well below $150,000. Property taxes average only 0.76%, one of the lowest rates in the nation, making homeownership here remarkably affordable long-term. Healthcare costs are about 12% below the U.S. average, though rural access can be limited. The state is home to strong regional hospitals like the University of Mississippi Medical Center in Jackson. Lifestyle perks? Mississippi offers a slower pace of life, southern hospitality, and access to the Gulf Coast beaches without Florida prices. Outdoor enthusiasts can enjoy fishing, hunting, and plenty of open land. Bottom line, with bargain housing, ultra-low property taxes, and a low cost of living across the board, Mississippi delivers some of the best value for families, retirees, and anyone stretching a fixed budget. Arkansas. Arkansas might not be flashy, but for affordability, it's hard to beat. Its cost of living index lands near 88, well below the national average, keeping everyday expenses under control. Housing is affordable across the board, with a median home price around $220,000 statewide. In cities like Fort Smith or Jonesboro, homes under $200,000 are still common, while rural counties often come in much cheaper. Property taxes are a bargain, averaging 0.59%, which keeps ownership costs low over time. Healthcare here costs about 11% below the national average. Access is stronger in metro areas like Little Rock and Fayetteville, with major facilities such as UMS Medical Center. Rural communities can face fewer providers, but overall affordability offsets that challenge. Lifestyle in Arkansas centers on the outdoors. You've got the Ozarks Mountains, Hot Springs National Park, and miles of trails, lakes, and rivers. For a low-key but high-value life, it's tough to compete. Bottom line, Arkansas combines affordable housing, light taxes, and low healthcare costs with natural beauty that makes everyday life feel richer. It's a solid choice for retirees, outdoor lovers, and anyone chasing affordability without giving up scenery. Oklahoma. Oklahoma delivers affordability with a mix of city living and wide open plains. Its cost of living index is around 86, making it one of the cheapest states overall. Utilities, transportation, and groceries all run below national averages. Median home prices sit at about $220,000 statewide. In Tulsa or Oklahoma City, homes under $200,000 remain common. And in rural areas, you can still find properties well below $150,000. Property taxes are some of the lowest in the nation at just 0.85%, helping long-term affordability. Healthcare costs in Oklahoma are 10% below national levels, and major centers like OU Health in Oklahoma City and St. Francis Hospital in Tulsa provide strong care options. Rural access can be thin, but metro areas cover most needs. Lifestyle perks include a surprisingly vibrant arts and music scene in Oklahoma City and Tulsa, along with access to lakes, state parks, and wide open skies. Plus, the central location keeps travel easy. Bottom line, Oklahoma combines bargain housing, manageable health care, and a low cost of living, making it a strong pick for families, first-time buyers, and anyone seeking affordability with a dash of city culture. Kansas. Kansas might be known for wheat fields and tornadoes, but it should also be known for affordability. Its cost of living index is about 87, keeping it well below the U.S. average. Groceries, utilities, and transportation all stay cheaper than most states. Housing is a standout. The median home price sits around $243,000 statewide. In cities like Wichita, Topeka, or Hutchinson, homes under $200,000 are plentiful, while rural areas often fall under $175,000. Property taxes average 1.34%, slightly higher than the national rate, but still manageable thanks to low home values. Healthcare costs are about 9 to 10% lower than the U.S. average, with strong access in urban centers. Facilities like University of Kansas Hospital in Kansas City are nationally ranked. Rural communities can face provider shortages, but affordability helps balance that out. Lifestyle perks? Kansas offers quiet small-town living, affordable big cities, and wide open space for outdoor recreation. College sports culture, barbecue, and a strong sense of community add to the appeal. Bottom line, with bargain housing and a stable, affordable cost of living, Kansas makes a great choice for families and retirees looking for value without big city chaos. West Virginia. West Virginia is often overlooked, but it quietly delivers some of the lowest living costs in the nation. Its cost of living index is about 84, sitting comfortably below the U.S. average. Groceries, utilities, and transportation are all budget-friendly. Housing is especially cheap. The median home price comes in around $180,000 statewide, with many rural counties offering homes for under $150,000. In smaller towns, fixer-uppers can drop below $120,000. Property taxes are among the lowest in the country, averaging just 0.55%, which makes homeownership sustainable long-term. Healthcare costs run about 12% below the national average. Major facilities like Charleston Area Medical Center and WVU Medicine provide strong regional care, though rural areas sometimes lack access to specialists. Lifestyle here is about the outdoors. With the Appalachian Mountains, world-class whitewater rafting, and endless hiking, West Virginia offers a rugged, natural beauty that rivals far pricier states. Bottom line, West Virginia pairs rock-bottom housing prices with ultra-low taxes and a low cost of living. For those who value natural beauty and affordability, it's one of America's most underrated bargains. Alabama. Alabama brings Southern hospitality and low costs together. Its cost of living index is about 88, well under the U.S. average. Everyday expenses like groceries and transportation stay affordable. Housing is highly accessible. The median home price is roughly $235,000 statewide, with plenty of options under $200,000 in cities like Montgomery, Huntsville, or Mobile. In smaller towns, prices often dip closer to $170,000. Property taxes average just 0.42%, one of the lowest in the country, keeping long-term ownership costs minimal. Healthcare costs run about 11% below the national average, and Alabama is home to respected facilities like UAB Hospital in Birmingham. Rural communities may face access challenges, but affordability remains a strong advantage overall. Lifestyle perks include Gulf Coast beaches, college football culture, and mild winters that make outdoor activities year-round. Bottom line, Alabama combines cheap housing, rock-bottom property taxes, and a low cost of living with plenty of Southern charm. For retirees and families looking for value, it's hard to ignore. Kentucky. Kentucky offers more than bourbon and bluegrass. It delivers affordability too. Its cost of living index is about 93, sitting well below the national average. Groceries and utilities are particularly budget-friendly, which keeps monthly expenses in check. Housing is very accessible, with a median home price around $224,000 statewide. In cities like Louisville, Lexington, and Bowling Green, homes under $200,000 are easy to find, while rural counties frequently dip below $170,000. Property taxes average just 0.8%, keeping long-term ownership costs manageable. Healthcare costs are about 10% under the national average, with notable providers like University of Kentucky Healthcare and Norton Hospital offering quality care. Rural access can be thinner, but affordability helps balance things out. Lifestyle perks include access to the Appalachian Mountains, world-famous horse country, and cultural icons like the Kentucky Derby. Outdoor recreation and small-town charm round out the mix. Bottom line, Kentucky pairs affordable housing and health care with a strong cultural identity, making it a great choice for families and retirees seeking value with character. Iowa. Iowa doesn't get much hype, but for affordability, it deserves attention. Its cost of living index is about 89.7, making everyday expenses reliably low. Groceries, health care, and transportation all sit under the national average. Housing is one of Iowa's biggest strengths. The median home price is roughly $233,000 statewide. In cities like Des Moines, Cedar Rapids, or Davenport, homes under $200,000 remain common. Rural counties often fall closer to $160,000, giving buyers a lot of bang for their buck. Property taxes are moderate at 1.49%, slightly above average, but offset by low home prices. Healthcare costs are about 8 to 9% below the national average, with standout facilities like University of Iowa hospitals and clinics in Iowa City. Access is solid in urban centers, though smaller towns can face provider gaps. Lifestyle in Iowa means safe communities, good schools, and plenty of outdoor recreation along rivers and rolling farmland. It's a place where families thrive. Bottom line, with cheap housing, low living costs, and a reputation for safety, Iowa quietly delivers one of the best value packages in the country. Missouri. Missouri sits at the crossroads of affordability and convenience. Its cost of living index hovers around 88.7, keeping it below the U.S. average across the board. Utilities, groceries, and transportation all stay manageable. Housing is appealing, with a median home price near $261,000 statewide. In St. Louis, Springfield, or Kansas City suburbs, homes under $200,000 are still common, and rural areas often come in closer to $170,000. Property taxes average 0.88%, keeping ownership costs relatively low. Healthcare runs about 10% cheaper than the national average, with strong facilities such as Barnes Jewish Hospital in St. Louis and St. Luke's Hospital in Kansas City. Access is generally good in metro areas, though smaller towns can face fewer specialists. Lifestyle perks include the Ozark Mountains, Lake of the Ozarks, professional sports in Kansas City and St. Louis, and a central U.S. location that makes travel easy. Bottom line, Missouri blends affordable living, good health care, and a central location with plenty of cultural and outdoor perks, making it a practical choice for families and retirees alike.